I'm Tanya Eberhardt, and I'm here at Snap Fitness, Sarasota, Florida. Today we're going to talk about stretching for running performance. As runners, you're doing a lot of hip flexions. You're bringing the knee up when you're running. This causes a shortening of the hip flexor and the quad muscle. So we're going to talk about a couple stretches that will help you open up the hips and lengthen the quad muscles. We're going to start on the floor with a stretch called Vajrasana. Because you guys are runners and have a tendency to have short hip flexors and quads, I'm going to suggest starting out with a block or a blanket. As you open up, you can go from a larger, taller block to a smaller block to a blanket, and eventually come all the way to the floor. So the knees come together and the feet are apart. You can sit on the block. And if you're really tight, you'll feel an automatic stretch right here. As you open up, you move to a shorter block. The blanket, you unfold the blanket, you come all the way down to the floor. It took me 3 years to open up my quads and my hip flexors. I used to be a runner. And now I'm all the way down to the floor. So be patient, stretch every day, and allow yourself time to slowly open up. Don't push yourself too much, because if your hips and your quads are really tight, you're going to feel it in your knees. So you want to allow space and time to open up the quads and the hip flexors. Once you're down on the floor and you feel ready, you're going to slowly bring the tailbone in. Right elbow, left elbow, come all the way down to the floor. And what you want to work on here is to bring the tailbone under and bring yourself almost flat onto the floor. Keep the knees together and flatten towards the floor. This will open up the hip flexors and the quads. To come up, grab the feet, use the elbows, come all the way to standing on all fours and to your knees. So the second stretch is called Camel Pose. It will be the same intention to open up the quad and the hip flexors, more the hip flexors and the abdominis than just the quads. So reach the right hand towards the right ankle, the left hand towards the left ankle. Press the hips forward, opening the chest, and allow the head to drop. Keep pushing the chest forward. Keep pushing the hips forward and opening. You want to use the breath to keep opening. To come up, bring the right hand to the hip, left hand to the hip. Pause here. So this is a very deep stretch, so you want to take it easy and pause. And take it to the floor. Now if camel is too much, skip camel. Allow yourself to open up in Vajrasana and in bridge, which is the next stretch we're going to do, before you take camel. So on your back, toes are slightly in. Inhale, lift the hips, roll the shoulders under, clasp the fingers, and use the hands to press into the mat to lift the hips and bring the sternum to the chin. Not the chin to the sternum, but the sternum to the chin. Keep pressing the hips up, the sternum up. Keep rolling the shoulders under and pressing the arms into the floor. Now, once you've done this for a very, very long time, and you've had instruction from your yoga instructor or teacher, you can go into Dhanurasana, full bridge. When you come down, you slowly roll the vertebrae one at a time. So Dhanurasana, bring the feet in closer to the butt. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And keep the elbows in. Do not allow the elbows to splay out as you come up. Bring the crown of the head to the floor. Keep the elbows in. Keep the knees in. Toes are slightly pigeon-toed. And use the tricep muscles to come all the way to standing. You can come onto the tippy toes, balls of the feet, to get a deeper stretch in the chest and the upper body. Bring the heels down, chin in. Slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Before you come to standing, you're going to come into Supta Dandasana. The Dhanurasana is a very, very deep stretch. You just want to take it easy coming up. Never bring the knees into the chest right away. After you've done Supta Dandasana, bring the knees in. Rock all the way up. And come to standing. And that was Stretches for Runners. This is Tanya Eberhardt with Heel Sai.